is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out and proud to see the rest. Nuclear explosions slipping out the gamma rays from deep within the form of frozen atomic waste. From deep within the form of frozen atomic waste.
Hello, Vipers, Fiends, Cons, and Nightkin. Welcome to the 36th edition of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. This is the 6th episode of Season 4. We are the show that compares and contrasts Fallout experiences through a lively roundtable discussion by playing through the same quest, more or less, with characters who have been randomly assigned drastically different attributes. Welcome, everyone! This is Pat, driving your Fallout New Vegas roundtable episode for this evening. I am joined here in the hangout with by Andrew. Andrew, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, Pat. How's it going?
Doing all right. Ray is also in the house tonight. Ray, how are we doing?
I am doing well, thanks.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. So,
About it.
yeah. So we're kind of doing different quests tonight. This should be kind of fun. We'll see how this goes.
I was saying, we kind of have to change the intro, aren't we? Because we're not playing the exact same quest anymore.
That's right. We're at least tonight though. We're kind of dealing with a very very special Las Vegas or New Vegas resident that we have to see how we all dealt with.
We'll check in.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah. So we're visiting Mr. House tonight in all our respective factions. We got a really good mod oriented email from a listener. Got some. I think Andrew, you said we had a audio from friend of the show, Shalene. Is that right?
Yes. Sort of a. She didn't really send in a clip. I'm sort of lifting a clip, but
what?
It's from Shalene.
Podcast plagiarism? Oh my God!
Definitely.
All right, sweet. Yeah, so we got usual few little tidbits. So Andrew, you had a little accident, not of your own making. Hope you're doing all right from your auto situation.
Some stupid people don't pay attention to what they're doing when they're driving and pull out in front of me. I don't know. Like the thing is, when someone has multiple accidents, you will automatically assume it's them. They're the bad driver, but like. I just have stupid bad luck. Dummies keep pulling out in front of me and stuff. It's almost a year to the day that it happened last year. It's weird. I'm like,
you better mark that on your calendar and go into lockdown next year.
First weekend of November. It's just don't go outside anymore.
Yeah, careful because today's Day of the Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, yesterday.
Was it yesterday? No,
it's the first, right? Yeah.
I thought it was the first. I don't know.
Oh, I'm a day off.
Anyway.
Lucky I showed up tonight.
I'm not dead yet. All right. So so we're dealing with Mr. House tonight. Let's see. So shall we jump in and let's start seeing what so last week we got into New Vegas and we depending on kind of where I think we talked a little bit about. See, we dealt with Boulder City. What was our other quest last week? What did we do last week besides Boulder City?
Ring-a-ding.
Ring-a-ding. That's right. Yeah, ring-a-ding. Yeah. We found that. So that's right. That's right. I guess that depends on whether you deal with Benny first or go see Mr. House first. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, because you get accosted as soon as you walk into New Vegas. You get accosted by a Securitron. Was it Victor? It is Victor.
It is Victor.
That's right. It is Victor. Victor the Securitron. Yeah. So as maybe
well,
brief.
The funny thing too is that I've had playthroughs where I've watched Victor die, and because they're infinitely programmable. Even though he dies, he shows up again in another robot body and greets you at the gate.
Is it the same base program or is it the same consciousness transferred to a new robot?
Yeah, he knows all about you. So
yeah, because you walk into New Vegas, you actually see him 3 times because you walk into New Vegas, he meets you at the gate. And then you walk to the Lucky 38. He's standing at the door of the Lucky 38. And then you walk inside the Lucky 38, and he's standing at the elevator, lets you upstairs.
I just thought he was faster than me. Those are actually different robots.
Yeah. He's jumping around. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the way. I mean, there's no sign that a robot is zipping ahead of you.
Are there three of him, or is he transferring his consciousness, bouncing it between robots?
That's a good question. I don't know if the graphics are clear, because he's got his little cowboy face. That's a good question. I don't know if you could see. He's got his little cowboy face. I bet you can't. It's probably not detailed enough to see if the one standing by the Lucky, because you can see the one standing by the Lucky 38, I believe. When you walk in, that's a good question. I've always assumed it's the same. It's just he's jumping from, like he's quantum leaping, from Securitron body to Securitron body.
That's a pretty interesting power to have, just to be able to body jump like that.
Well, he's not the only Securitron-based consciousness that gets to do that in this game.
Right.
Let's see. I don't know if anybody's killed Yes Man, but the same thing happens. If you can kill Yes Man, but then he just shows up in another body.
Still haven't gone to talk to Yes Man.
I guess you don't necessarily have to.
No, I don't. But since
you're NCRing and up the creek, you're NCRing it.
I'm just a big Kids in the Hall fan, so I need to at least go pay my respect.
That's true. And he's got some good dialogue. You definitely, when you go see Yes Man, definitely talk to him about being shot in the head. His dialogue about you being shot in the head is really funny. And actually, I think. Not every character, but I think all the really unique characters like Yes Man and the better companions. I mean, it's worth exhausting their dialogue trees just to kind of because sometimes there'll be some little funny bits buried deep in their dialogue trees. So I always try to do that with all the really. Actually, I'm kind of obsessive about that in New Vegas. I kind of exhaust all the dialogue trees because you never know when there's going to be a speech challenge buried in one of them or something.
Yeah, I generally on my first time through a game, I'll try to do that anyway. You know what I mean? Just explore as much of the conversation trees.
Yeah. And New Vegas is good because you can if you don't need to actually hear them, you can clear the dialogue trees just amazingly fast, just because it's very responsive to clicking. So as soon as you click, they'll shut up.
The only thing I don't like is you can't press just the back button to back out of the conversation. You have to always go to the goodbye or whatever. You know what I mean? You have to scroll.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem. I mean,
there are a few characters. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. There are 2 or 3 characters, one in particular that always does this for me, where they are prone to getting stuck in their goodbye dialogue, and you have to stand there for literally sometimes a minute for them to let you go from that last goodbye dialogue.
Yeah, or you get the 3 little dots.
You get a 3 little dots. Yeah. Contreras in the NCR merchant in McCarran Field is really bad to get me stuck.
Oh, no, I haven't. At least I haven't noticed that happening. It's really obvious. It sounds like
Contreras is really obvious. If he does it, it is very, very. What I've taken to doing on my PC, as I've got a second monitor, I've taken to loading up the task manager and keeping it active in the secondary window, so I can see if the game ticks down to 0% CPU cycles and stays there for more than a couple seconds, it's locked up. Because sometimes you can't tell if it's locked up on a dialog box, or if he's just sticking in there. Because it'll only use 14% CPU cycles at the most, because it's not very processor intensive compared to a modern game. But if it ticks down to 0 and stays there, it's crashed. Andrew, do you get the spinning roulette wheel idle screen sometimes, where the roulette wheel will spin forever?
No, the Xbox has always been real nice to me.
I think Xbox may. Well, Xbox is pretty stable, but maybe the current patches you don't get it. But when I was playing it the first time through, that would be the sign of a crash. And I still get it every now and then on PC. Is the little roulette wheel will spin forever, and the idle screen picture will change. And if it changes more than 3 times, it's locked up. It'll go to one, it'll go to another one, and if it changes again, it's locked up. How's your stability, Ray, on your PC?
It's pretty decent. I don't really have much of a lockup problem, but I do occasionally just crash to desktop.
Yeah, that's I get more outright crashes than I do lockups. Like I'll get, for every 5 crashes, I'll get 1 lockup or something. But now that I've stripped out all mods, it's pretty stable.
I can't recall it ever crashing or stalling or anything like that.
Nice.
My Xbox One is dealing with it pretty good. And then
maybe Xbox One has some better error trapping or something. I don't know.
My load screens are never longer than 2 or 3 seconds. They're always flashing.
Oh, you don't know what a luxury that is compared to the original. The first couple of releases were so terribly buggy.
If it's anything like the load screens on Skyrim for PlayStation 3, that's
it's probably comparable. Yeah.
7 to 10 minutes. You're like, is it gonna come back? I'm gonna walk away for a while. I'll see if it comes back. I'll go to the bathroom or something. I'll check in later.
Go make a sandwich. Walk the dog.
Hopefully the character comes back, because it's been at least 3 hours since I saved.
Oh, that's painful. Yeah. I've got I've taken it where I just save constantly, and so I usually don't lose much gameplay even when I do have a crash, because I do have all the autosaves turned on. So I have autosave on exit, autosave on sleep, and everything. So I usually have an autosave that's reasonably current, even if I don't have a hard save. Although the other thing, Ray, have you gotten this, or have you do you ever have corrupted saves? Like if you come back to a session, the next day or a day later, a couple of days later, do you sometimes have a corrupted session from the prior game session?
I did when I was first setting up my mod package. I had a couple of mods on there that seemed to be giving me some troubles, and once I pulled those off, that stopped.
Yeah, I get that more often than I would like. And what I've taken to doing is I'll usually do a save and then another. I'll usually do usually what I'll do if I'm quitting and I'm not, I'm sometimes if I'm just play too late, I'll just quit or leave the system on or whatever. When I'm shutting down in an organized way, I'll usually go back to one of my player homes and I'll save outside the player home. And then I'll go inside the player home and save and store all my crap. And then go back outside and save again. And then I'll quit. And by that time, I'll have a couple saves plus an auto save. And almost always one of those will be good. But I've had occasions where both my auto save and my hard save were corrupted. And I had to go back and lose 15 minutes of gameplay or something. So I always try to leave 2 or 3 saves as just kind of a precautionary measure when I'm ending a game session. But that's good. That's good, Andrew. That the Xbox One is nice and stable.
Yeah, seems great so far.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Well, as I was approaching the gates of the strip on my PlayStation 3, it just started to melt down. I could not handle it. But Xbox One, amazingly smooth so far.
Yeah, nice. Well, Andrew, you want to? So speaking of smooth, you want to roll into your character's adventures with the NCR.
Well, mainly all I did was take Ray's suggestion and join in on the fun of our climactic event here for the main episode. So I haven't really done any NCR side quest or anything in the last week.
Oh, okay. So yeah, all right. So yeah, there are a lot of NCR side quests. So yeah, and some of them are quite good.
I feel like I have about 20 of them in my quest log that I just have collecting as I'm running around and been like, will you stop adding those? I'll get to you later.
Yeah. Although it's kind of sad though when your quest log is all played out, because I had that with I've actually finished the game with Janie E. I'm sort of backtracking in terms of our dialogue and everything else, and I was sad when I mean there's some side quests and stuff I haven't done, but I've done just about everything with her, and I was really sad. I was having a good time.
It makes me nervous when the game starts adding all of these side quests and stuff, like it keeps putting them in the queue because of my past experience with Skyrim. I know that if you let those hang too long, a lot of the times some of them will start bugging out, and you know.
I have not had them bug out just from sitting unfulfilled, but what I have had, this has happened with Janie E. Because I'm doing kind of I've done some Legion quests and I've done some NCR quests. And I've gone kind of back and forth, and a number of the quests you can play from both those directions. And it also had like one bug quest that I was trying to restart with the console. So I've had things kind of oddly bug out, but I think it's because I'm coming at them from both the Legion side and the NCR side, and it's getting confused.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, it's not necessarily that the quests themselves bug, but you cross quests up.
Yeah.
You get locked up because you have two active things coming from opposite directions.
And the good news is, I mean, Ray, I don't know what your experience is. I don't ever remember the main quest line bugging out for me in this game, at least not in the recent patched era.
Yeah, no, not bugging out. I mean, you can certainly you can end up doing something that deviates you from what you thought you wanted to do. In your quest line, but yeah, not typically bugged where you can't complete something or can't turn in a quest.
It's good.
Yeah,
I have one of my favorite Fallout 4 characters that got broke. You know. I really wanted to build that damn, transmitter reflector platform thing. They just wouldn't let me do it.
Oh, you mean the thing that you have to be able to build to continue the game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I had that on my PlayStation build that I was my PlayStation Fallout character that I was running through. That was the one I've crabbed about on the show. The all special all special no perks build. Yeah. And I was actually having a lot of fun with that. It was kind of entertaining, but the main quest line got stuck. I was going to do it with Preston, and I'd already done all the stuff to the Brotherhood hates me. I'd killed Father. I'd killed the Railroad, and then Preston bugged out on me. So I was stuck and couldn't advance the main quest.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. All right, so Andrew's only done the dirty deed of meeting Mr. House. Why don't I explain what all the right-thinking characters who really have the good of New Vegas in mind and are really trying to bring the right level of law and order and efficient commerce to New Vegas, which of course clearly is what you need to do in this game.
No, fuck that.
Which is you go into Mr. House, and I think this is the bad part about me running ahead like this. I actually don't remember if I killed Benny before. I think I talked to Mr. House and then went and killed Benny. That order? Go ahead. Yeah.
I said, what dictates that order?
It's player choice, because but as you're going into New Vegas, Ring a Ding Ding says, go find the guy in the loud sport coat who shot you in the head. And then as soon as you step through the gate, Victor runs up to you and says, oh, go talk to Mr. House in the Lucky 38. So at that point, and I remember that when I was first playing this game for the first time, it's like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? I was really confused because, wait a minute, this guy that I've met before told me to go do a thing, but my quest line says to go do the other thing.
Does Victor tip you off at all to anything? Or is he...
No, he just says, go see Mr. House.
Okay.
No, but if you talk to Mr. House and exhaust his dialogue tree, he'll give you a lot of information about, he'll tell you to talk. He gives you a lot of clues, because I think what I did the way back in the day when I did this for the first time, I think I went to Benny first.
Yeah. And
Benny will, I don't know if either of you guys had this happen. Benny will double cross you if you let him. There's a number of ways to get him to go up to the room by himself, but if you go on ahead of him, he will actually bug out and leave and get captured by the Legion. And so you have to go to the fort and do some Caesar shit to get the platinum chip, which I don't like doing. So I went over and talked to Swank at the Tops, and because if you gave him the lighter and the special cigarette butts and what's the other? There's three things. I forget what the third piece of evidence it is.
It's the holotape from
That's right. Yeah, yeah, and there's also some speech checks which my character was able to pass. So I did all that stuff, and sort of, if you kind of max Swank out and get his sort of maximum affinity or whatever, you can get your weapons back. He'll send Benny up to the room. He'll give you the key to Benny's room so you can search it. He'll give you all your weapons back and tell the guards to leave you alone. So that's pretty nice. You can just walk around with all your weapons, and then you go up there and you. So what I did was I searched the room, found Yes Man, talked to Yes Man, ran back and told Swank what was going on. He sent Benny up to the no. Then I went to Benny and talked Benny into going to the presidential suite. That's what it is. Yeah, because Swank will send Benny to Benny's room, or you can talk Benny into going to the presidential suite with you, and that's what I did. And I made the deal with Benny because I think you can get some experience points. So if you make the deal, then I killed him, grabbed the platinum chip, and bugger back to the boss. Very, very proud of myself for having done exactly what Mr. House needs, because Mr. House clearly knows exactly what's best for New Vegas.
I assume Benny had those 4 guards with him, those 4 henchmen guys.
No, he doesn't. If he goes up to, if you I think it's like a 3-part speech check. You can get him to agree to talk to you, and then you can get him to leave the guards alone, and then you say, no, you're coming with me, because he wants you to go up to the presidential suite by yourself, in which case he sends the guards after you, and you have to kill them, and while you're killing the guards, he buggers off.
I think there's a level 50 safe up there. Did anyone get into that?
I did, and I don't remember if you get the key from Benny or not. Yeah, but there is a safe for sure. Yeah, I don't remember if you get a key or if I just picked the lock.
I didn't get into it.
It's nothing amazing, but I think it's got just the usual decent stash. A couple of guns and some caps or whatever. There's a lot of stuff in that. There's a lot of food and clothing and stuff in that suite. Nothing amazing, but
I keep waiting for my like named weapons and stuff to start popping up. Are there lots of?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of named weapons.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just haven't.
A lot of them.
Carrying Maria.
That's right. Yeah. That may be the. Well, depends. No, you can actually buy that gun in Novak. It's not very expensive.
Yeah, or steal it.
And is this like? Is it like Fallout 4 when you dismiss a follower that they go back to their origin point? Or I assume
it's either way. You can send them to the Lucky 38 or to their origin point.
Okay.
It depends on what dialogue option you use to dismiss them.
Because I accidentally used a terminal that dismissed everybody. It's like at the I think it might be.
They added that on a patch back in the day. I think they were like bugs with companions getting lost, and that was their solution.
Was to put
to have the terminal, and that would force them to go home.
Yeah. Back to stage 1. No, what's it? Mark. I forget what it's called. TV acting.
On your
reset. I forget what it's called. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So anyway, I followed Mr. House's orders because clearly he's got the best interest of New Vegas at heart. Clearly he's not going to ever do anything that's self-interested or bad for New Vegas.
So you're on his side. Have you had any exposure to him up until this point? What do we know about him going into this? It's pretty mysterious.
Yeah, very mysterious. Because remember the Lucky 38 has been shut up since the bombs dropped. Nobody's ever been in it, and a lot of characters will make comments about, hey, that tower and that casino tower is now all lit up. Isn't that weird? In Lucky 38.
And that's the funny thing about having Sunny Smiles as a follower, is that she plays her lines as if you had gone back to Good Springs and talked to her. And so she's constantly talking about things that we just did as if somebody else had done them. So she routinely will say, "Hey, did you hear? There's somebody was seen going into the Lucky 38 casino while you and she are standing in the Lucky 38."
Really funny, right? That's almost exactly like my experience with Travis, the radio DJ, when I would bring him out with me and listen to the radio when he was still, he'd be, according to the game, he would still be in his radio station broadcasting, but I had him with me, so he was like commenting on things that we had just done, like, hey, did you see that our mysterious friend had gone off and just taken care of that nasty group of super mutants? Good job, buddies. And you're like, wait,
it's a remote report
beside me. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I like that. I like when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and there's and later in the game, there's like sort of a second. There's a few different dialogue points about that, but there is. So anyway, yeah, you if you kind of do the typical sort of make a relative beeline for New Vegas and get there more or less, as the game tells you. I don't remember anything that you find out about Mr. House. Now there are other places in the game. It's at one of the. I think it might be Camp Golf. It's one of the resort hotels that has been taken over as a settlement or an NCR camp or something. There's a giant picture of Mr. House, like in a suit, standing by one of his cars or something, I think. So there are definitely references to him, and there's some dialogue
that was a house hotel.
Where was that?
Was it Camp Golf, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's over by. You probably haven't found it yet because it's over near the dam. Yeah. So you typically don't come across Camp Golf until a little bit later in the game, unless you're looking for it.
Golf, like the leisure sport.
Yep.
Camp Golf. Okay.
Golf. There's a bunch of things named after the NATO alphabet. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Is it Epsilon, Foxtrot, whatever the E is? Echo, Foxtrot. Golf.
Golf was the G.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
I've always assumed that's why and it was also a resort hotel, so maybe it's kind of punny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny. Good job, guys.
Yeah, so you should explore. If you start doing some of your NCR side quests, Andrew, you'll come across a lot of these places because there are some NCR quest hooks that will send you to some of them.
Yeah. Ray made a comment on the webpage that there are at least a few NCR quests to be sent out to at just about every camp. So
yeah,
plenty to harvest.
Yeah, so I mean, NCR is a really good first playthrough because you'll never lack for quests and
sends you all over the map
all over the map. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so the Coyote stopped by Camp Golf just to do a little interacting with the NCR, and he managed to come across a valuable piece of loot. He found a Lucky 38 VIP card sitting on a desk in one of the offices. Not that he was looting the place.
What does that get you?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you do with a VIP card?
We'll get there.
Oh,
you're such a tease. So, Ray, you want to jump into your Mr. House experience?
Yeah,
sure. So when we came into the strip, Victor came up and said, "Hey, you got to go see the big man." So Coyote went up and visited him, and got kind of an uneasy feeling. He likes to deal with people that will deal face to face, and so this big computer guy just kind of rubbed him the wrong way. But he listened to him, heard him out, and then went off and did his business with Benny. And in his ramblings around, he happens into Camp Golf and finds the VIP card. And then he remembers a conversation that he had with Yes Man, who he also didn't really like. But Yes Man had suggested that Mr. House should be eliminated for the betterment of the New Vegas area. So Coyote went back to the Lucky 38, went up to the penthouse, and decided to see what having a Lucky 38 VIP card was good for. And so he went over to a terminal nearby, and it gave him access to the terminal. And that gave him the opportunity to go to the next level in the sub-basement. And as soon as you get off of that terminal, all of the robots in the penthouse area start unloading on you.
Oh, wow.
And so you quickly jump into the elevator, which is right next to the terminal, before you take too much damage. Then you get into another room where there's only 2 Securitrons and another terminal. So you use the key card to get in there as well. And that lets you into the depths of the sub-basement, where you come across a machine with all kinds of hoses and connections. And inside of it is a really creepy looking old guy.
Oh, burn.
So, the Coyote assesses the situation and figures this has got to be Mr. House, because nobody would go to this much trouble to keep this old of a guy alive. And so he opens up the chamber to have a conversation with him, because he likes to talk to people face to face. And
whoops.
Turns out that wasn't a great deal for Mr. House.
No,
and so, he bitches and complains. What have you done? You've ruined everything, and so, the Coyote took a few steps back, pulled out his mysterious revolver, and waited and listened to the tune, and then pulled the trigger.
You're brutal, Ray.
And when Mr. House's head explodes, stuff goes everywhere.
It pops, doesn't it?
It does.
You'd think he'd be all dried up. You'd think he'd just kind of fall apart. He's all shriveled and gross.
Yeah. And he's got tubes in really weird places.
And now, did you notice that you got a message in your Pip-Boy when you killed him?
I noticed that I had a couple of quest notifications come up, but I didn't see anything in my Pip-Boy.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of gets lost in the. I think you get notified, but it gets lost in the shuffle because you fail a bunch of quests, and you may succeed a quest depending on your faction, and you'll fail all the Mr. House quests. But it will. You get in your Pip-Boy, you receive it should be in there. Check and see next time you're playing if you haven't seen it. It's an obituary for Mr. House that gets auto loaded into your Pip-Boy. Written, of course, by Mr. House himself, and it's a bit laudatory, shall we say?
A touch, I assume.
Yeah.
Who was maintaining this system?
The Securitrons.
Yeah.
There was a named one. Was that like a secretary or something? What?
Jane.
What was Jane all about?
She was a female personality and a secure. I haven't done it in a while, but you can explore her backstory in her dialogue tree, right? I don't know if you happen to do it.
No, I slotted
it this time before.
I didn't talk to anybody. I fought. I wasn't smart enough to just try to get around them and use the key card and get around them and go by and not I wasted hundreds and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. These things are brutally hard.
Yeah.
And these aren't even the upgraded ones.
I know, Ray. I'm scared.
You're tougher than those big hunks of metal. Come on.
Going after them with my combat knife for a while. And I was like, this is not working.
This is where I think for fights like that in this game, that's where a power fist or a super sledge or one of the other like a fire axe. There's a named fire axe that's nice. that gets bugged out a lot, but there's a lot of good melee and unarmed weapons that you can use that you just don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about ammo. It's just it's nice.
Yeah.
Is it in the shish kebab family, that fire axe?
No, it's in the super sledge family.
Oh, nice. Hey, I was kind of reading through the wiki preparing my show notes, and the wiki mentioned using some sort of energy weapon or something is much more effective on the robots. I was like, I never even think of stuff like that, guys.
What my favorite robot killing weapon is the pulse slug that you can load into the I forget whether it's only the 20 gauge or both the 12 and the 20 gauge, but you can get a pulse slug for your shotgun, and it does wonders on robots and Brotherhood power armor guys and turrets.
Yeah.
Typically, we'll take them out with one slug, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and pulse grenades.
Yeah, pulse grenades. Yeah, pulse grenades as well. Yeah,
and also mentioned popping a stealth boy and just sneaking past everything. And I was like, God, I never even would have thought of that.
Stealth boys are so much more effective in New Vegas than they are in Fallout 4.
Yeah, I need to be a better problem solver when it comes to games like this, because they present many different avenues with which to attack situations. I'm just not good about branching out. I just always be like, oh man, okay, 5 enemies. Let's get them, guys.
Hey, it works for you.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it that way.
Yeah, I guess.
It'd be really boring if we all just walked right in.
We're all sneaky archers all the time. It's not snipers. I mean, sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, sneaky snipers. Yeah, I haven't done there's so many good builds in this game. Yeah, I haven't done. I did explosives with Arthur and melee and unarmed with Janie E. I was so sad when I finished Janie E. I had to start another character.
You've already started a third recent round, or
a third, yeah. Well, not Roundtable, but third New Vegas. Yeah. I'm doing I'm doing a little challenge for myself. I'm doing it's female, so her name's Jill, but I'm thinking of as the jack of all trades builds. Mm-hmm. I was kind of inspired by the no perk build in Fallout 4, but you don't have a choice. You have to take skills.
Yeah.
And because you have to use your skill. So what I decided I would do is I would make all of her special points be the same. So I got all of her specials to 6, with intense training. And I'm every time I get skill points, I will just assign 1 to each skill. So I'm taking each skill up to the same, just like a point at a time until they're all equal. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be brutal.
Yeah, it's very different, because normally I just I slam the speech and either the guns or explosives or something. And so she's level 12 or something. Normally by this time I've got things up at 75 and 80 and 90, and everything's like at 30, and it's killing me, but it's fun. I'm having a good time with it.
Is he totally dead? And Arthur done?
No. Arthur's finished the game. I actually have Arthur. I've got some mix. I've done Old World Blues. I've got about 10 shows that I need to mix of Old World Blues, and I've got a couple more. I think he's on episode 95 or so. I thought, I'll just get him to 100 by doing some side quests. So I've got a few side quests I can do to get him up to 100, and then I'm going to call it retire him once I get to episode 100. I was hoping to do it for the charity stream, but I'm not gonna quite be there.
Was that completing the main quest and the 5 DLCs? 4 DLCs?
4 DLCs. Yeah.
That was completing everything. So you've basically completed the game without achievements or whatever.
Oh wait. What do you mean without you mean achievement?
Some people consider getting all the achievements completed in the game. I don't. I consider more getting all the quests completed.
Oh yeah. I'm not tracking achievements on my PC at all. I mean, I get the Steam achievements. Steam gives you achievements whether you want them or not. But I don't have any idea how many Steam achievements I have. Yeah.
Fuck you, Steve.
And my only Xbox, my only PlayStation game that I played is Fallout 4, and I did that modded, so I have literally 0 trophies on my PlayStation.
Well, I'm thinking about doing a Fallout 4 achievement run because I've never cared about achievements in anything before, but I think that would be really fun to actually try to attempt the achievements. I hear there's a couple of them that are just insanely impossible to do.
Yeah, there's the
100%.
But you just have to be patient. There's a couple of different tricks you can do to get that. You just have to be patient to follow. There's videos that tell you exactly how to do it.
Did you see Shalene's post that she 100% of the achievements on Fallout Shelter, the mobile game?
Yeah. Well, no, and not only that, but every Fallout game, including Fallout Shelter.
All the Fallout games, she's 100% achievement. Oh, yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah. I was perfectly willing. I have not done it, but I was willing to go through the pain of doing the settlement happiness achievement. But the one that I refuse to do is the one that requires you to get 100,000 arcade tickets in Nuka World. I refuse to sit there and play those stupid virtual games until I got 100,000 freaking tickets.
I've never even attempted once. I've never played it before.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like the right kind of like hand-eye coordination, I'm sure it's much more true. But for me, that kind of stuff is really hard, and you can find those ticket rolls in Nuka World have, I think, a few hundred tickets on them, but you need 100,000.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, I tried actually using mods to give a character a bunch of tickets and then unloading mods so that in theory achievements would be re-enabled. But the game it did, and I had like 150,000 tickets in my inventory. But the game must somehow know that
what you're doing.
That they were ill-gotten tickets because they didn't give me the achievement. Which that's fine if they want to be strict about achievements. But there's just no way I'm going to ever do that.
I know you're being sneaky.
I got the achievement for running the bases at Diamond City.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy. That's fun.
But that's the only one I've done.
That's the only one you've actually
on purpose.
Oh, you've gotten a bunch. I mean, there's a bunch you get just from finishing the game.
A quest, yeah. So there's just some you're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Mean to, sure.
But there's the other one that's annoying, at least annoying for me, is you making your settlers duel from whatever the one.
Yeah, I've never attempted.
Well, yeah. It's not Wasteland Work. Is it Workshop? Whatever. I forget the name of the.
Where you can build the arena.
Yeah, the arena. Yeah, exactly. Where you can have your settlers fight. I think you get an achievement for. I think I've got all but like 4 of the Fallout 4 achievements, but it's the happiness settlement. It's the arena. It's the Nuka World tickets, and maybe 1 or 2 others.
I don't think I've ever looked. Is that something you can access through the app on your phone? Will it track your?
Yes, I believe you can.
Oh,
I'll check my phone right now, but I'm pretty sure you can see your trophies or trophies on PS4, achievements on Xbox.
Oh yeah, they call them different things, don't they?
Yeah.
So the achievement that I didn't get was I didn't go back to Yes Man and install him in the Lucky 38.
But the Coyote's not supposed to do that, right?
No, the Coyote did not. That's if you're in the Yes Man faction. Once you've killed Mr. House, then you go back, get the Yes Man, and you can tell him to go to the Lucky 38, and you can install him on the mainframe as long as you've got the platinum chip. And then instead of Mr. House, it's Yes Man up there, and you tell him what to do.
That's funny. That's really funny. And Dave Foley comes chatting at you out from that huge TV screen.
Yep. Yeah, man.
That's really funny.
So that's the wild card change in management quest for the yes people.
I feel like there's a ton of references involving Mr. House that I'm just not getting because I don't understand like Las Vegas culture, or I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's tons of inside jokes that I'm not understanding. Is his physical appearance a reference to anything? To me, he kind of looks like
Howard Hughes.
Desi Arnaz. I mean, the old man is Howard Hughes, right? Like secluded up in his.
The young guy, the young Mr. House looks like the young Howard Hughes.
Okay, so yeah. I don't know what young Howard Hughes looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was looking. He kind of looks like a mix of like Desi Arnaz and Gomez Adams or something. I'm like. Sorry, that might be rude, but no. Okay. Cool. And is there anything else that's going over my head that you need to?
Well, Jane, the robot.
Okay. What's her deal?
I keep wanting to call her Jane Curtin, but that's not it.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
She was the famous actress from the 50s.
Jane Mansfield.
Jane Mansfield.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I knew.
There's reference in there to holy crap, brain's going dead. The blonde.
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. There you go.
Where's the Marilyn Monroe reference?
In talking to Jane.
Oh, did she make some disparaging comment about Marilyn or something?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
What's the actress Jane's last name again?
Mansfield. Yeah, she was. I think because Howard Hughes had owned movie studios. I believe she may have been a bit of a protege of Howard Hughes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just knew it. You can feel it, you know what I mean, in these games where they're like, okay, they're referencing something I don't know. I feel like there was a ton in Fallout 4 too, because I'm not a huge like sci-fi guy. Like I haven't read a ton, so like I feel like I'm like, okay, they're definitely referencing something here, and it's just going way over my head. I don't know what they're talking about, but I feel like there's an inside joke or something going on here. Like if I never read the Dunwich Horror, so I wouldn't have known that Dunwich Boar was a reference to the Dunwich Horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's and that's a callback to, was it 3? There's a Dunwich reference in 3, I think.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of nerds hanging out, you know, making a video game. They're digging everything up.
Yeah, that's good. Good for them. I wish I could know everything, all the references to appreciate it. Sorry, fellas.
There's just something.
It's just more to find out. It's more to find out later.
Yeah, that's true. The way that Mr. House was in his sort of like incubator thing, and like he was sort of attached to a little platform and an arm that like brought him up and presented him to me. Like, why did he install that? What sort of benefit does that provide him to be able to like present it to people who show up like that? Like, I just was sort of confused as to why that was there like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. There's necessarily a lot of rhyme or reason to that one.
I was like, they could have just popped open the top and had me peer down at him or whatever.
Yeah.
Thought that was really strange. I mean, it had to be for the dramatic presentation of having his wang covered up by that big metal tube. Right?
Oh, that was a
dried
middle
up,
tube?
a little house hood.
That wasn't Little Mr. House.
Yuck.
No, we had like the world's most painful looking catheter.
Oh my.
No, but I really like the whole Lucky 38. Like, it's just a really neat looking building on the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess because they kept everybody's grubby fingers off of it for the last. How long's it been? 60 years?
100?
Yeah,
200?
It's like 140.
140 years?
Well, no. How many years? It's only 10 years or 6 years after, or before Fallout 4. I think it's 6 years before.
Okay.
So it'd be 200 and.
It's 2284 or 81, something.
Yeah.
What was 2287? Is that the year Fallout 4 is?
I think that's right.
Yep.
Okay. For some reason,
the bombs fell in 2077, right?
Yeah,
right.
We just had the 60th pre-anniversary the other day.
Yeah.
On October 23rd, right?
October 23rd, 24th. One or the other. Yeah.
Talk about nerds, right?
So, all right. So Ray, you said did you say you played through the installing Yes Man?
Yeah,
just as a little option, since we don't have a Yes Man faction
representing tonight.
Yeah. Did you actually install him?
Yeah. So when you install him, it just puts him into the mainframe, and he gets access to everything that Mr. House was connected to. So then he tells you about the Legion of Securitrons in the bunker below the fort. And it also kicks off 2 warnings, one from the NCR and one from Caesar's Legion, that essentially says you're treading on thin ice.
Oh, you get those that early?
Yep. If you continue, on this path, you'll be at odds with the faction.
Interesting, because you don't if you follow Mr. House, you don't get that till fairly deep into the Mr. House quest.
No.
I guess killing him is kind of that. I guess that's such a milestone point. I guess that's why they made it earlier for Yes Man.
Yeah.
What was the quest actually called at that point for the Yes Man people?
It's the wild card change in management.
Change in management. Okay. It says you kill or disable Mr. House. What's the difference between killing? I assume killing is like killing all the Securitrons and then,
No, killing him is just shooting him in the head like I did.
Yeah.
But, or you can punching him in the face with a sledgehammer. You got lots of options.
Right.
Disable.
Or you can just leave him alone. Yeah. And the fact that you've taken him out of his pod, he'll be weak because of being exposed to to air and all the the microbes and disease from the Mojave.
Yeah. The bacteria is going to get him.
Yeah.
But
disabling the computer just is exactly.
So once you have taken House out of the pod, at that point, the
computer goes blank downstairs.
Yeah, and all the Securitrons become neutral to you.
Oh, nice.
So you don't have to fight your way out.
Yeah, that's nice. It does pay to sneak past them and then do that on the way out. That's a better strategy, guys.
Now I'm friendly to House for my Roundtable character, but for my Jack of all trades character I was talking about, I decided to kill Mr. because I decided I was going to do Caesar's Legion with her because I haven't done Caesar's Legion in ages. So I went ahead and killed Mr. House, and when I came, I didn't attack any of the Securitrons. When I came back out, you're right, Ray, they were not hostile, but there was one that was dead. Like one of them, like they killed them. One of them killed himself while he was trying to get me, or I don't know what happened, but it was
might have been caught in the crossfire.
Did he fall off or something?
Yeah, because there's what maybe 4, 5, 6 in that. So it is a killable number. It's not an easy fight, but it's a small enough number where you can kill him.
Trouble with that battle. It was
they're tough. I'm not saying it's easy. It's doable, but very very
there's
tough.
Not a lot of good cover.
No, I just kept running up the stairs.
The best way to do it is to run. Because if you want to kill them, the bottom level kind of loops around in like a 270-degree arc or something, and the top level circles around. And Jane and 1 or 2 are up, so you can run up the stairs, kill the ones upstairs, and heal yourself, and either snipe at or heal yourself and run. So you can go upstairs and the ones. I can't remember if they'll follow you upstairs or not, but you can at least kind of get away from them long enough to to heal yourself, or sometimes get a little bit of a sniping room. And
I used absolutely every stim pack I had. It was terrible. It was very bad. I need to go back out and what's a good source? I assume just finding them, of course, but like, is it easy to make them in this game? Like, I haven't even attempted to.
I just buy them. Caps are never a problem in this game unless you're doing something really weird. Yeah. Just buy it. If you're there's a lot of Dr. Usanagi. There's a bunch of.
Do I need to save?
Go ahead.
Do I need to save a bunch of caps for a piece of property or anything like that?
No. I mean, the most expensive stuff to buy is some of the named weapons from Gunrunner's arsenal that the Gunrunner that Vendertron sells. And there's some stuff
so ridiculously expensive; it's not even feasible.
Yeah, you couldn't possibly buy them all, but you could. I mean, it's easy to buy 1 or 2. You definitely could. You would not want to ever try to buy them all. Yeah.
How is he so brash as to charge so much for that gear? That is just ridiculous.
Some of it's really good, though.
How do I get into that? What's the secret? I need to get into that Gunrunners.
Can't do it. Oh, well, you can't get into Vendertron.
No, but you can get into the factory behind it.
I need to get into the gate behind him for a quest for the NCR, but I can't get in there.
Sure you can.
What
do you mean you can't get in there?
Good enough.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. It's a side quest, so it's possible it's skill locked. I don't know if there's. I don't know if there's a.
They always let you have another way. There's got to be another way.
There's oh shit, what's the guy's name? There's the gunrunner Isaac who stands around working at the loading bench outside Vendertron's place. Maybe he's got a key or something you can pickpocket.
I haven't noticed a guy outside of Vendertron. There's a guy.
Yeah.
Outside Vendertron's.
He's not always there. He's there like on a certain schedule.
All right. I'll.
That's a possibility. I'm not sure. You're right. They almost always have some way to get a key or something. So that's the only thing I could think of. Because and there's also a gunrunner merchant at the Outpost 188 where Veronica hangs out.
Can I just start hanging around the Game Stack podcast around Vendertron and just start calling myself Isaac and just hang around Vendertron all the time?
That's pretty damn meta. That is, but
oh, hilarious! Come on.
So I think in terms of our official quest line stuff, I think we hit on it. We're dealing with our pal Mr. House.
Yeah.
But we got a couple other things we're going to cover tonight, including coming up in less than 2 weeks, 9 short days.
Yeah.
On November 11th, we have the 3rd annual ASA podcasting charity stream coming live for 12 big hours of fundraising action and podcasting fun and tomfoolery.
That'll be great.
Yeah, so it's all of course in aid of a very good cause. The promos are showing up on some of the network shows. Yeah, Andrew, I assume you'll probably drop the promo on this show as well. So
Yes,
definitely catch all that there. Go to asapodcasting.com or check the Facebook group for all the details.
The schedule's up. Ray was nice enough to put up the schedule, so if you actually care about seeing what time each show is going on, go ahead and check out the website and asapodcasting.com.
Victor's got some good mod stuff planned.
Yeah, we've got Twitch stuff going on and podcasting stuff all day long.
It'll be the video. Well, I guess depending on the tech, some of the shows will be recording via Hangout, so they may be live on YouTube. It'll be on Mixler audio, right?
Yes, Mix.
And also showing up in your favorite podcast feeds, of course, if you don't have a chance to catch it live. So we definitely encourage everybody to donate what you can through the PayPal button on the ASA Podcasting website. That will every dollar donated there will go straight to the CFF Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, where CFS is looking for a cure. For Mo and Jeremy and all our other friends of the network with CF. So very, very, very good cause. Encourage folks to donate what you can and check out what's going on, including our special episode.
Yes, we are actually gathering a special episode together for everyone. If you would like to donate $1 to asapodcasting.com, or what you need to do is just go to asapodcasting.com and click on the charity stream link there, that section, and then you'll find the donate button, which you can use your PayPal account or just directly with a credit card, I believe. So if you like to bid on any of our prize packages, you can feel free to do so. Add an extra $1 and you can get this this very nice Fallout Feed special episode, special game show episode. Our last one was a big hit. Everyone who got it, we had a bunch of people paid us $1, got this episode, said they loved it, totally worth it, and they're going to do it again this year. So excited to put everything together for you guys. It'll hopefully be another highly successful event. We made about $2,500 last year. We're looking to double that this year, so 5 large if we can.
Whoa!
So we're gonna try to put everything. We're gonna put our boots to the ground and see if we can do some good here.
Nice. So check that out. That is coming up in. So I guess Andrew, when are we gonna? So we're going to record the special this weekend. Are we going to post it before, or make it available before, or only on starting on the 11th?
Well, we'll need whenever people start paying for it. I guess it'll be available 11th. I think that's what we did last year. I just kind of sent out a mass email on that morning.
Sounds good.
I believe. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we also had a email from a friend of the show. And Andrew, did you? I don't have that queued up. Do you have that?
I have it pulled up here. Chris Peters writes into the show, thefalloutfeed@gmail.com. Hey guys, my name is Chris. I'm from Prince Edward Island, Canada, and I'm a big fan of the show. I listen to you guys at work, and it always seems to make the shift go by a little quicker. None of my friends or family are Fallout fans, so it's nice to listen to you guys chat about something I love. Y'all have great chemistry, which makes the banter awesome, by the way. But I have a little bone to pick. You're turning me into a new game addict. I've been playing Fallout 4 on and off for about a year now, and I've only completed the main story once. You guys are constantly giving me new ideas for different mods added and play styles that I don't usually get very far before I want to try something new. I know you guys are in the middle of a New Vegas Roundtable, which is awesome, by the way. Really interested to hear how things go, see how things play out when everybody branches off. I was wondering if you could give me a little advice for Fallout 4. I just picked up Nuka World and Far Harbor last week on sale, so I wanted to start a new playthrough again. I'd like to go through everything and make this character last. Try and really max him and her out. I was wondering what all your must-have mods are. I play on PC. I'm pretty new to the whole modding thing, so I'm trying to keep my list light and as crash-free as possible. So far, I have, in no particular order, and he has a list here. Well, see, the thing, your first giant mistake that I see here is that you're just saying in no particular order. If you listen to Victor, he say, order is everything. No, I know they're just in alphabetical order because that's probably how they're organized or whatever. But yeah, you have a really nice list of mods going here. I'm not a huge mod hound, but he wrote back after we had a little bit of a thread discussion and opened up his query to not just mods but also play styles and perks that he needs to aim for and builds. And to me, that rings my ear true to what Ray does, because Ray really delves deep into what a character is going to before he even starts playing. Like, he will sit down and map out which perks he's going to take, which weapons he's going to aim for, where he's going to go. He knows at which level each thing is going to happen. He's like, okay, by level 35 I will have level 3 of ninja and this silent sleeping killing perk, whatever which that one is, and my sneak will be up to level this, and I will have I can kill you from 30 feet away with a melee weapon perk too. He just maps things out in such a way, similar to how the Fudge Muppet guys work, Chris. If you're not familiar with Fudge Muppet, they have lots of lists of great builds that you should look into. I'm sure you're familiar with them if you're into our show at all. But
yeah, and that's how I really got started doing that. It makes it so easy. When you're playing the game, I have a particular idea of how I want this character to be, what I want him to do, which quest lines I'm going to take. And, so it's very nice to have all that mapped out. And, after you get some practice at it, I mean, these things are falling into place just right exactly at the time you need them to be.
Yeah.
And, it just makes playing so smooth and keeps you in the story instead of, having to, routinely come out of it to make perk decisions or, change the direction that you're going.
Or if you're like me, you get paralyzed by lack of decision and you collect 10 perks and you I don't know what to invest these in. I don't know if my character is going to be this way or that way. I don't want to invest this perk incorrectly because I can't take it back. Well, there's a mod selection number 1 for you is, what's the respec mod called, Pat?
Ish's respec.
Ish's respec mod will let you reassign perk point.
Yeah, and there's lots. That one, that Ish's is kind of nice because it does it like in a kind of lore-ish way where you craft a chemical called brain fuck. It's a simple craft. You don't need any skills or anything, but you sort of craft something, and so it's a little bit more kind of in game. But there's any number of other mods that let you do Ish's is limited in that it does not let you respec points that you put towards special. It only lets you respec points that are in perks. Perks.
Okay, that's interesting.
But there's also any number of mods that will, there's various cheat mods that will just let you add and subtract perks and add and subtract special points. So if you I've done that. I was doing that with my character on the PlayStation. I was bored playing the no perk version, so I just took away 5 of his special points and started adding them into perks and stuff. And so there's any number of ways to do it with different mods.
I've had lots of fun with I forget what it's called. the one where you pitch down the duffel bag and you can create a settlement sort of anywhere. You got to be careful where you do that. Don't do that on the edge of the water.
On small islands in the middle of the water.
But it is really versatile and extremely fun. Not campfire. I don't remember what it's called. Geez, I'm such a bad host. But this is definitely a larger discussion that we can expand on in the future too. But Ray, I was just going to ask you, do you have any favorite? Is there one particular build that you can just give us a quick rundown, an example of sort of like a few of the perks that you would string together that makes sense as a family of perks? Like, to me, if you're going to do, it's like there's a sneaky one where like maybe it's ninja, you can kill people if you're sneaking, and then you can do the distance killing one, and then the melee weapons one, and then the use VATS through solid objects. They're like you can attack through solid like there's a bunch that sort of you can group together in a family sort of tree. Is there a favorite organization that you've built?
Why, yes, there is.
Wonderful.
Give me a second to pull up my spreadsheet.
Oh, nice. You can actually pull up your. See, that's another thing. Ray actually spreadsheets this stuff out where he keeps a highly detailed log of everything. It's pretty amazing.
Hey, Andrew, while Ray is getting a spreadsheet, since we covered the base, I may use this opportunity to duck out and let you and Ray wrap up the discussion here and cover Shalene stuff. So next week, maybe while Ray's finding that real quick, next week on the show, we are going to be doing episode 7, which will cover Mr. House will do The House Always Wins 2. Yes Man will do You and What Army. NCR is going to do a few more faction quests of the players choosing. And the Caesar's Legion player will do Render Unto Caesar Part 1. Nice. That'll be next week on the 9th, live show at 10 p.m. Eastern. On the 16th, this is an important date for all the play-along participants. 16th, we'll be collecting your feedback, written or audio, for episode 6 tonight and episode 7. So that is by the 16th. So get your feedback in by, say, the 15th if you want to jump in on the feedback show. And then in the week of U.S. Thanksgiving, we'll be releasing the 3rd Blighty episode for episode 3, which will be their feedback on a bunch of the episodes here. So that's our, and actually, I guess one more week in November, we've got November 30th. We will be picking back up with just the next set of quests. The House Always Wins 3, Side Bets, Boomers, Things That Go Boom, and Boomers. So in 4 weeks, we'll be having an all Boomers night. So that should be a lot of fun. The Boomers are a really good side quest to look forward to.
Yep, they're a blast.
Yeah, saw what you did there. All right, guys. Hey, Ray, Andrew, terrific casting with you guys tonight. I hope, Ray, I'll look forward to listening to the catching up and listening to your character build story and Shalene's feedback. And I will talk to you guys next week.
Right on. See you, Pat.
Ciao.
Night, Pat.
All right, Ray, what you got?
All right, so the character that I've enjoyed playing the most and is evident in the fact that I think I got this character up to level 60, which is the only one that I have ever gotten this high.
Very nice.
Most of them by 20, I'm moving on to something new.
Yeah.
So this one's it's a lot of strength and agility, and so it's strength 6, perception 1, endurance 4, charisma 2, intelligence 1, agility 9, luck 5, and the book I put into strength. And so that makes a really strong melee character.
Yeah.
Use Idiot Savant to help with leveling up, but then you just all the perks go into Big Leagues, Blitz, Ninja, Sneak, and and I actually throw in another rank of strength to get that up, and it just makes you an absolute beast. Eventually you'll get to, when you get the strength bobblehead, you can get rooted.
Yeah.
And then if you continue to play, you add points to luck, and you start getting critical perks. So critical banker, better criticals, and all that stuff. So
I'm not exactly sure which special category it's in, but there's one where you can kill people when they're sleeping, which
Mr. Sandman.
That one I find effective to team up with ninja and sneaking and all that as well.
Yeah, and so that one's really better if you've got a gun like the deliverer.
Yeah,
a silenced weapon, because that adds
yeah, you're right. That
bonus to the to silenced weapons.
The only time I've ever used it was the Fudge Muppet build that I did that was using an automatic silenced weapon, because they were running the perks that would boost all your automatic weapons, but also silenced weapons. So I had a silenced automatic explosive, which didn't make any sense. How do you have a silenced explosive rifle? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't even make...
Well, the bullets make the noise, the gun doesn't.
Yeah, it's just like, and then like huge explosions and people just blowing. Where the fuck did that come from? No. But
that's and while I usually I'm only a moderate modder in Skyrim. I only use like 50 or 60 mods. In Fallout 4, I usually have no more than 2 or 3 mods.
Yeah.
I'll use the patch, and then usually a Pip-Boy skin.
Why a Pip-Boy skin? Does it just really bug you, the original design?
Yeah, because with all the sneak characters that I do, it just seemed weird to have a green Pip-Boy instead of black one.
You mean the actual color of the unit is black, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant the screen was black. I was like, did anyone be able to read it? Black print on black screen don't work. Oh, but yeah. I would not consider myself a moderate modder by any means, more of a light modder. And I do not have a deep grasp on mods. I kind of like story mods that add new quests and stuff like that. I don't do a lot of cheating-esque things where I add a bunch of super overpowered weapons and armor and stuff like that. The highest I've ever gotten a character, I think I've gotten to level like almost 80, not quite 80. But if you want to talk level, we need to discuss Michelle, his character Jennifer, a little bit. Michelle from Quebec has a character named Jennifer, where I think originally it was 256 before DLCs came out, Ray. I don't remember if she kept going like to the 270s or something, right? I can't even recall. And I don't even remember mathematically what is maxed out. I'm sure you could figure it out, but each perk doesn't have the same amount of stars, so it's kind of hard. You'd have to go through and count one each individually, and that'd be annoying.
Yeah, we've got a little echo going.
Oh, do we? I'm sorry, I'm not picking it up on this end. Here, let me make a time note, and then I'll hop off and hop back on. Is that any better, Ray?
Let's see. A little. I can still hear me.
Oh no.
No, I can't. I think we're good.
Okay.
Lee reported it.
Uh-oh. Shoot, sorry. Okay. I don't even know what we're talking about. And we're doing perks and
Michelle's massively high level character.
Yeah. If you want to be super dedicated and do that, but Michelle was, highly involved. He's also the kind of gamer who doesn't really care about achievements and stuff. He would just take Jennifer out on a walk. He would go enjoy the countryside, and not with anything in mind, just to go. He wanted to go look at those trees.
Well, there's plenty to see.
Have a nice stroll. And that's so amazing. It's so differently to how I play games. I'm like, okay, I need to pick up this quest. I need to do this thing. I need to get that weapon. It's just so much more organic his way. I don't know. Anything else you wanted to mention about builds real quick? This is also another big topic that we can keep revisiting again.
Yeah, I haven't counted my characters lately, and most of the new ones I've been doing have been in Skyrim. I think Skyrim I'm up to about 46, 47. But yeah, see, I'm in the 50s on Fallout 4.
That's a lot. I know Victor does that too. He'll get up to level 10, 15, 20, and then he's like, okay, I have a new build, a new idea. He is more of a Skyrim person too, but I know that he had a lot of alts for his Fallout 4 guys too.
Yeah, it's I want to do something specific in a specific way, a quest, that I want to do, and I want to do it with explosives. I'll create an explosives character. If I want to try to sneak through someplace, without killing anybody, I'll create a character to do that. And then once I do that thing, I throw them away. I don't throw them away because I never delete any of them. They're all sitting on my drive. I think I looked at my Fallout 4s at like 65 gig or something.
Oh, good Lord. Do you back up that stuff too? Do you have them in a cloud save or a different hard drive somewhere too?
Separate hard drive.
Separate hard drive. Nice. I need to do that. I need to save some of my just back up some of my characters that I really like, because there'd be some that I'd be sad if they disappeared. But with the Xbox, if you don't back them up, I guess I could do the cloud thing. Can't you stick I wonder if I can stick a USB stick in there too. I bet you can probably do that. Do an actual hard save. I don't know. I like that too.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's consoles.
Consoles, yeah. It was awesome watching you play console for the first time in your life. That was pretty funny.
that was totally messed up.
A hotel room with dudes, pretty sweet time. Hey, Ray, we got a. They didn't actually send us this clip or anything, but
so let's listen to this hijack clip.
I'm hijacking a little segment from the Game Stack, the episode 3 of the Game Stack podcast. I don't know if this is legal or approved by Shalene or not, but Shalene had a few comments about Fallout New Vegas on the most recent episode of the Game Stack podcast that I found really interesting that I think you guys should hear.
And Mom and Grandma left the room. I had it on pause, and they were gone a long time. And I thought, you know what? I have Fallout New Vegas in there. That disc is in there right now. So I booted it up and played like an hour of Fallout New Vegas. I found some gecko-laden cave I didn't remember, full of fire geckos.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. I don't know if I never found it before. I don't know how. I've played like 12 deep, thorough playthroughs of New Vegas.
Is that close to Good Springs?
No, it was far from Good Springs.
Oh, okay.
But it was a cave full of fire geckos. And I just kept dying. I was struggling so much. And I sent Boone in first and like hid behind him and plinged at the geckos from behind. All I had was this machete and a golf club. So I would run out from behind Boone and get in a couple strikes. But I did a couple of quests. It was really fun. It felt really good to be back in that world. But I thought, man, this game looks terrible. It looks really bad. It does not hold up.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I don't remember it looking that terrible. I was doing the quest where you upgrade the comms for the ranger station, all the ranger station codes. So that was taking me all across the map. And I remember taking this code to this guy, and I look up at the poster on the wall, and it was so bad. It looked so bad.
Oh no, really?
Yes, it was like distractingly bad. And I'm like, am I a PC elitist now? So much time playing New Vegas on console, even on the PlayStation 3. And I remember thinking when I booted up my PlayStation 3 copy, man, this looks so much better than it looked on Xbox.
I hate to interrupt you, Shalene. I just want to point out that on Steam right now, there's a massive Fallout sale. You can get Fallout 4 for PC 50% off. The Game of the Year edition, 58% off. 40% off. You can also get Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition for $13. And the classics. You can get the classics for $5 a piece. So just keep that in mind.
Very fabulous. But that's all I really had to say on New Vegas. I spent a lot of time hiding behind Boone. It was fun, but it looked awful. Archon says, so segue to New Vegas Remastered. I wish, Archon. I wish.
I said this in the last show, and you guys were like, no. And
it'll never happen.
Come on.
Happen.
I want to see New Vegas Remastered with new content and a bigger map.
That'd be great.
Fallout 4 New Vegas. They're working on it.
It's a mod.
Yep. So Fallout New Vegas on the Fallout 4 engine. But all she has to do is just mod it. My game looks fabulous.
But she's a PC elitist. I think she was saying that it was on her PS3 or something like that. I think they just use it.
That was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, I think she just uses it as her Netflix machine, but it just happened to have a copy of New Vegas in there, so she's just like, okay, whatever, I'll play it while my mom went out to do something in the kitchen. Yeah.
And so I think she went to Fireroot Cavern, which is
geckos. Yeah, okay.
Down in the southeast corner of the map, out near Cottonwood Cove.
Oh, on the other side of the river and stuff.
No, it's still on the Nevada side.
Okay.
But just down towards the lake
and
or the river.
She just smashed Fallout New Vegas in the face, man. She said it looked terrible. She's stepping toe to toe with New Vegas, Ray.
She's got to mod it.
So she is a PC elitist then, obviously. Now she can't take the heat. Get off the porch. What?
I mean,
big dogs in the kitchen.
There's nothing wrong with it. You just have to stay on the PC. Everything looks good on PC.
You do have to be a little forgiving on the console, but just be open-minded, and it's a fun game. Knows that she's completed everything. She can whoop my ass upwards and downwards with any sort of Fallout knowledge or playing. She's the master. So
that doesn't mean we can't give her crap.
Yeah, that's true. New Vegas Remastered.
Yeah, we'll see.
The mod that they are doing, Bethesda, I mean, they can't really.
Oh yeah, it's like Skyblivion or.
I mean, I've never seen those though. I've heard you guys talk about them, but
yeah, well, they're not done yet. I mean, they're huge mods. I mean, these guys are are pouring hundreds of hours of their personal life into making these mods.
Yeah.
And so it takes a lot of time.
Oh, of course. And then we will in turn spend 1,000 hours playing that game.
Yeah.
I need to I'm interested in that Bruma, I believe you guys call it. Is that it?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
So I had never made it to Bruma in Oblivion because I never made it outside of the Imperial City.
Yeah.
Before I just said, "Oh, this is ridiculous," I quit.
Bad.
But the mod is just absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of fun. Adds all kinds of new stuff to the game.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it a lot.
Wonderful. Great. Was there anything else you wanted to get into tonight, Ray?
I think we got all that covered.
Yeah. So like Pat was mentioning earlier in the episode, what are we doing next week? Will be what, November 9th. You Mr. House people, The House Always Wins Part 2. Yes, men, you are doing You and What Army? Caesar's Legion people, you're doing Render Unto Caesar Part 1. And we NCR people are doing more faction quests. We need to go to the different camps and pick up NCR faction quests. And I will definitely try to do a few more faction quests to report on for next episode.
Yeah, so this will be centered around the fort, which is Caesar's camp on the east side of the river.
Oh, so I'm doing.
So that's why there's no NCR part of this part of the quest. This is where you go and
will I actually
with the Securitron the Securitron army that Mr. House has stashed under the fort.
Will I actually attack and stuff, or am I just going over to sort of sniff around?
No, you won't go over there at all because you won't have the mark of Caesar. If you're it depends on how. Did you have the guy come and meet you after you left the Lucky 38?
I believe I did, Ray. I think.
Well, then you could go over there and meet Caesar.
And I was gonna say, regardless, wouldn't he at least be half interested in seeing the platinum chip or whatever he needs to make the dam work or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, he should be interested in that at least. Yeah. So. Yep. Cool, great. Ray, thank you for podcasting this evening. Pat, thank you. I'm Andrew. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in the wasteland.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, the Skyrimatic Podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.